Southeast Education Development and Technological Advancement Commission has come out to reject this Islamic certification to study midwifery and nursing in their region. I think this is a good call because this is you bringing unfairness, injustice to the standard of education. We've had enough of the quota system wherein some students from the southeast, from the Imo, Owerri, or your state and the likes, or should I say predominantly from the south, are given higher cutoff marks, while those from the north are given an abysmal cutoff mark. Imagine you want to study mechanical engineering, over 400 you are required to score at least 290 or 300 because you are from the south. But from the north, they tell you score below 150 or above 150 but below 290. Or they tell you just score 200. Now, this has brought in what we call bad blood. It doesn't encourage meritocracy, it doesn't encourage hard work, it only encourages one thing, which is entitlement. But for me, I say that it only shows preferential treatment for some higher beings, or should I say senior citizens. Because the way the Nigeria is structured, it clearly shows that the northerners, who are largely Fulani Hausas, are superior citizens above the southern citizen in this contraption called Nigeria. Could you believe, as you can see on my screen, that the federal government will release a memo, publish it, without putting into consideration the sensitivity of this kind of instruction, that all midwifery institutions and nursing institutions must begin to accept Islamic certification. So if your child who are if you which you have spent millions to send to school, send him to school from primary to secondary education, did his WAEC and he passed, right? But someone who didn't go to any of this, all he has is just Islamic certification, which he would probably get within a space of 1 year to 2 years. But you have spent money on your child for approximately, let's say, 10 years, right? Because a child would probably finish the secondary school within the age of 14 to 16. Now, that child who is in the north, who doesn't even know, who doesn't have the basic education, simply because he can study or he can read Quran and all that, we will be given a chance to study the nursing. Are we going to have a different syllabus? Am I going to have a payment, dichotomy? Is it going to be that because I went through the WAEC, so you will be paid higher because you studied the Arabic, though you studied the nurse, but you will be paid lower? No. This foundation or these infiltrations of the northerners, whereby their interest is always massaged, they always seems to get what they demand for, is the issue why Nigeria will not push forward. And this is why you are having so many fractions, so many factions. It all started with men, where you have a militancy, or the military emancipation of Niger Delta, the men, which was ably led by Ekpe Apollo Tompolo back in the day, within the period of 1999 to a period of 2009, 2010, before, Yaradua and Jonathan were able to give them the amnesty. Why was that? They felt marginalized and they went into militancy. But in this instance, we have only seen the North, the Fulanis, they came with the Boko Harams, they came with they came with all manners of insurgents, calling them Northern revolutionaries. What is the key thing they are demanding for? Are they being sidelined in the federal position of power? Can any Northerner come out and tell us that they have not had a fair share to lead this country? But instead, they have not had enough. Now they want to usurp the land of those who have been marginalized, who have been politically abused, who have been economically, just labeled. You see an Igbo man who is in the north, just because he has been able to establish himself and is doing his business successfully, when an indigene of the north is trying to do such business and fails, immediately they start ganging up and then they go into what we call all manner of business attacks. So it is a scenario whereby when the cries case of demand of the North is being made, it must get an answer almost instantly. I must commend the Southeast education development and technological advancement in a situation whereby people are now asked that you do not need to go and study further maths, you do not need to go and study biology, you do not need to go and study chemistry in secondary school. You do not need to have the theoretical knowledge of all these educational courses that builds your foundation, your midwifery and nursing, adventure. But just go and study Quran and you're fine. Just go and get one Islamic certificate. You're fine. For God's sake. How can we build a nation that way? Can we just have a quick a quick division? If they not want to go have themselves governed by the Sharia, so be it. We do not really give a damn. And the South, let us battle ourselves. I would rather prefer I am fighting my fellow Igbo man in the South, whom I understand that we will still agree on the level of education. We will still agree, even if I am fighting with an Igbo man, we will still agree that let us argue or let us battle on an higher level of intellectualism. Let us fight on the basis of intellectualism, of intelligence. Do not let us battle over parochial sentiments, archaic, incidents, or should it be the religious premise? No. If I am battling an Igbo man as a Yoruba man that I am, I will know that we will want to go into what we call technological advancement. That I start building drones. He too will say, let me start building my own drones. Then probably we'll start attacking ourselves using drones, using armor tanks, using AK that we built ourselves. Then I will be able to have what we call technological advancement with my own co-Southerner. Not a situation whereby I am being foisted upon by a foreign religion that I have never agreed to accept. Now that same religion is now infiltrating into a very critical, sector of my society, which has to do with my health. A nurse, an Arabic or an Islamic certified person can now go and study nurse, irrespective if he has WAEC or not. They said they should jettison WAEC. I think this is a good fight. And this is a way to go. It is unfortunate that the Southeast governors are quiet. I have so much conversations with my friends who are from that side of the country. I ask them, what is going on? Why are the Southeastern governors quiet? Or are they saying that this is a welcome idea for them? If the Islamic certificate will begin to replace a critical discipline like nurse and midwifery, over time it will replace BSc. It will start standing in way for you to apply for engineering. It will start standing in way for you to apply for physics. If this is how the Americans build their economy, even the Saudi Arabia that we are talking about, the Saudi Arabia that we are talking about do not joke with Western education. They do not joke with Western technology. Okay, the Iran that you and I know that one time Buhari had some kinds of sympathy with them, or rather Afghanistan, have been able to garner whatever technological knowledge they have right from from what we call Western education. So, but back home in Nigeria here, they are telling us embrace Arabic and Islamic certification. When you get it, and probably you come out in whatever grade you have, maybe distinction, maybe just good or pass, whatever, you will stand a chance to use that certificate. Does it? If it doesn't, I'm trying to just comprehend this. I'm trying to do everything within my medulla oblongata, my cerebrum, to see how will this work. Like, why are they taking us for a fool? Like, why? What is giving them this level of temerity and um courage? I am confused. Like, what is this about? Hmm? What is this about? When a country wears a full regalia of Islamizations, the non-Muslim must rise and protest. Nigeria today has approved the acceptance of Islamic certificate to gain admission into the School of Nursing in anywhere in Nigeria. So this simply means that when an Ajia, a girl who went to Ilekeo Arabic school to study and gains maybe whatever first class in Arabic studies, she will apply for medicine in your own territory and they will give it to her because right now the federal government has approved it. Federal government of Islamic Republic of Nigeria. Well, as you can see on my screen, you can see that it has just been recently approved that every nursing institution in Nigeria should accept the Arabic certificate. So if I had gone to just to gain my own basic education, and then I said, okay, instead of me to go to nursing school, why not let me go and study Bible studies? But in this case, there's not the Bible studies; it is the Arabic studies. Now, let me tell you what they did. They said Nigerian Nursing Council direct institutions to accept Arabic Islamic certificate as WAEC NECO for admission into nursing school. Acceptance of senior Arabic and Islamic secondary school certificate for admission into nursing programs. The Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria wishes to inform you all on the continued acceptance of the senior Arabic and Islamic secondary school certificate examination for admission purposes. The council reiterates that Size 6 is a recognized and acceptable qualification for admission into nursing programs any Gandemware in Nigeria alongside other recognized secondary school certificates such as the FSCE and conducted by WAEC and NECO. West African Examination Council is now at par with the seniors and Arabic Islamic study in Nigeria. Show me a country that is on the path of Islamization if it's not Nigeria. Serious issue, serious fire on the mountain. But our Christian association are there chasing after tithes and offering. They are there quiet. Show me a country that is on the path of Islamization, whereby they are not telling you that WAEC does not matter. A course that is as important as nursing, that takes care of people's life. Do you know who a nurse is in every community? So you don't have to have WAEC and NECO, which simply means is you don't have to go through the secondary school process. Therefore, all the Alimanjiri students, either male or female, can now use their Islamic Arabic certificate. When they go to the Ileke and go and get that for 2 years or 3 years, they can just cram the Quran, cram it off, write it on a board, soak it, wash it, and drink it off. Oh yes, you are a qualified certificate holder that can study nurse, go into the nursing school, and then you can understand what the future looks like in Nigeria. This is so, I am not scared because we have been shouting this. But what scares me and what worries me is, why are the others, the likes of Adeboye, the likes of Oyedepo, the Catholic congregation, why are they suddenly quiet? Tell me, why are they quiet? Is this not just crazy? Is this not as a madness to you? In a country that we say that everybody must work on equity, fairness, and justice. In a country that we said that we will have a defined educational structure. But then somehow, some people are giving preferential treatment. So it simply means that if my son, whom I feel, if I say your own head, no one collect what heck. Oh yeah, come and go to Arabic school. Immediately, just go and become a nurse. You can use them. Can you imagine? Can you just imagine? And before from nursing, they will graduate. That means a nurse can now have when you go to the nursing, you from there you might want to like, okay, let me divert into medicine and surgery. After going to your nursing school, you gain the degree, then you might apply for a direct entry into a university. But you can see that the foundation where that nurse is built upon is Islamic studies. What do you think is going to happen? God Almighty, how did I find myself in this contraption? Chineke, how did I get planted in this contraption where there is no direction, where there is no motivation that you can see yourself as a countryman? How did I see myself in this plantation of zoos? Hey, Chineke na God. A country that we said that we want to be a developed nation. But all of a sudden, they are saying that it is a senior Arabic. Hey God. I don't know what to do. Let's listen to Very Dark Man. I don't tire. If I tell you say this is not tire me, let's listen to Very Dark Man.
Immediately I watch the publication, in my head I'm like, wait a minute. Now me say our forefathers, they really suffer. Because a lot of people don't benefit from this social media. Like I said, there are a lot of disadvantage of it too. But the disadvantage can never outweigh the advantage. Because the advantage of social media is 92 to 8%. 92 to 8%. Now, to the Sultan of Sokoto, I respect you very much and I will never disrespect you. Because you are a first-class king in Nigeria, very influential, and your word holds a lot of strength and a lot of water. Thank God, God's so kind that you see a lot of things that go on social media. So I'll just call your attention to some, in case you are not seeing them, so that you can look them up. So I'm glad you have a phone. Sir, please, can you call the federal government? Can you call their attention to what is happening in Jos Plateau State? On the 13th of April, Palm Sunday, on the 13th morning, on Sunday, a community in Plateau State was attacked. And that Sunday, it claimed the lives of over 70 people. Before that day, Bokos community in Jos was also attacked. Up till today, justice have not been served. And as we are speaking now, I am pretty certain that they are still planning on attacking Jos. Like I said in my previous video, Jos is one of the most attacked states in Nigeria. It's one of the states that suffered insecurity more than any state in Nigeria. Jos and Benue State. Again, while we are still talking about Jos, another attack happened in Benue State. So, sir, you can use your influence to call on the attention of the federal government to do something about the security of people. Please, sir. This same place you are calling a terrorist organization or saying that it's a terrorist app or anything, it's the same people that are using. That's how we cry to you. Because how do we assess the government? The government don't listen to us. Now the same social media now where you call terrorist organization. Now so I take no say Nigerians are being trafficked to Ivory Coast. Which we are trying. It is the same social media that Alan Oyema, the owner of APs, saw it that Nigerians are there are Nigerians stranded in Ivory Coast as a result of trafficking. That Alan Oyema said, I will drop my plane for you people to go and bring the girls. Without social media, how will Alan Oyema see these things? With the same social media, I have rescued some girls. I cannot begin to list what I have done with social media in the past 2 years that I've been present on this media. I cannot even begin to list it. That is from me. There are still other creators, there are still other influencers that have been doing amazingly well. I want to believe that as the Sultan of Sokoto, you are still even learning. And you learn online. Without social media, you cannot do your PhDs, you cannot do your masters. Because, my father, you are very educated. See the way you speak. Intellectually sound. So you do online classes that I'm pretty sure of. Or maybe you have done it in the time past. So without social media, how does this thing? A lot of information that is being passed. Like now, one of the what Tinubu say they do, where I don't even believe whether they do them true or false. This one where they talk say student loan. A lot of information. People don't watch TV anymore. People don't read newspapers anymore. It's only social media. So you cannot come out and say social media is a terrorist organization. It is very offensive to people like us that use social media to do good. So please, sir, use your office, since you watch the media, to call on the attention of the federal government about this injustice. See, Enugu women are still crying up to tomorrow. These herdsmen, they buy them for bush. Bayelsa, they are still crying tomorrow. Edo State, we are still crying to tomorrow. Borno, Meduguri have suffered a lot till tomorrow. Without social media, how do we do all these things? So now, with this viewpoint of mine, I believe I'm able to convince and not confuse you that social media is not a terrorist organization and can never be a terrorist organization, because the advantage of social media outweighs the disadvantage of social media in existence. Thank you very much, my Lord. God bless you, sir. Thank you very much. Peace and love, and don't play. Be first class king, you cannot learn. Respect, my Lord. Thank you, my father. Please, sir. Social media is not a terrorist organization. Thank you, sir.